Central, 12 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. in the UK, and it's myself and RJ. Hello, RJ.
Hello, Stephen. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm just getting back into the routine, pressing all the buttons, but not necessarily in the right order. Yes. How about you?
I'm well. I'm preparing. I leave tomorrow, and I will be gone for an entire week.
Right. Okay. Well, that's got to be the first topic of the day.
Yes.
Which is your Mexican cruise.
Yes. It's very exciting. I've never been on a cruise before, so this is exciting stuff for me. But I was invited to a marketing cruise. So 450 other marketers and I are going to be talking about marketing, talking about bots, and I am very excited about this.
Indeed. Talking about bots. Yeah, you're actually got a you're mingling with 450 marketers.
Yeah.
So you've got an exchange taking place. Their marketing expertise.
Yes. Hopefully, lots of it. And I am really, I kind of have written down the type of people that I want to meet and meet with and do partnerships with potentially. So it's hell leaving the house. I hate leaving the house because my boys need me.
Yeah.
My wife needs me. But it's always nice to get away, especially because we're under a foot of snow right now.
Oh, right. Well, that's definitely time to head south then. Yeah. So the Mexican cruise starts tomorrow.
I get on the plane tomorrow. I'll be flying to LA, and then we've got a mastermind the day before, and then the cruise starts Saturday. But I'll be on the water for a week.
And will you be going live from the cruise?
Apparently, the Wi-Fi is crap.
Oh, in that case, that's a no, because one thing we do need is decent Wi-Fi. Okay. Right. But it's the opportunity to actually meet so many different people from different walks of life and to get their take on how they see marketing going.
Yeah.
And to explain to them how bots can help, which is what we do here on a regular basis, is explain how bots can actually help with your marketing. And we'll say hi to Fonz. Glad you could join us, sir. And I'm going to catch the replay of I Live Here later today. I've already watched RJ and David, and I watched Talker Tuesday as well. I've got a lot of catching up to do because there's so many shows going on at the moment, which is all good, all on BeLive.tv. So there's plenty to look out for. And I just to mention then, bringing us up to, you can watch all the shows on the live video hub, including the Black Belt Bots show, which you're tomorrow afternoon rather.
Usually tomorrow afternoon, but I will be on a plane.
Right. Okay. I was listening. Honest.
Yes.
I was. Right. I am back from Facebook Gather in Dublin.
Yes.
Facebook effectively flew selected businesses from the UK and from France and Germany and Holland and Belgium over to Dublin for the weekend. We arrived on the Saturday and we did a full day, well, Saturday, Sunday, we did a full day with Facebook at Croke Park. Croke Park is the home of Gaelic football. Now, I'm English, I don't know anything about Gaelic football, but you could tell from the stadium itself that it's obviously a very important sport in Southern Ireland. And it was just a beautiful place, and you could look at it, the pitch, and we were entertained royally by Facebook throughout the whole trip. There's a mix of business and pleasure, business during the day, pleasure in the evening, wining and dining, and met so many different people. The group of 55 organised by Mike Turner and by Helen. And we all got together, all staying in the same hotel. And people were able to chat and exchange opinions and show how we actually use Facebook. And we say hello to Ed. And Fons is just saying, quick advert for Fons. I'm playing a new history show on Twitch, not Cambridge history, but history in general. So if anyone wants to come on and join the show, they can. Right, okay, just need to know what time, Fons. If you could post the time of the show, we'll see if we can make it across. And Ed knows a little about American football. How do we get from bots to football? I blame Facebook. I blame Facebook.
Anyway, did you learn something at that conference that anything you can share with us?
Right. Okay. Now, as you and David suggested, there's an NDA in place, a non-disclosure agreement. So I'm not quite sure what I can talk about. So that being said, Facebook Gather, if I can put this the right way around, that's Facebook Gather, took place 20th to 22nd of January. Big day was on the 21st at Crag Park. And forgive me, I'm actually reading at the moment because I don't want to get anything wrong. Okay. So I'm looking at who was there. And on the day itself, the first half of the day was a welcome. And then Kieran Quilty, who is the Vice President of Global Business Group, gave a talk on where Facebook is headed, what they're going to do, what they're going to concentrate on. And they're going to concentrate on Messenger and on WhatsApp and Facebook groups. So those are the three areas that they're actually going to push over the next 12 months. So if you're getting involved in Messenger and Messenger bots, if you're getting involved in WhatsApp, they see WhatsApp as being the primary app for business communication. So we're all doing it on Facebook Messenger at the moment, but they'd like people to go over to have a look at WhatsApp as well. So they're putting a lot of work into that. Then that was followed by the digital economy, and looking forward, a futurist joined us to tell us what's going to happen down the road. And then a local politician, Irish politician, Helen McEntee, joined us to talk about Brexit. Now, we don't talk about Brexit on this show because it's politics and it's complicated, but she gave an Irish view, because normally we only get to know what's happening in the UK from our own internal perspective. It was good to have an Irish perspective as well. And then the keynote speaker was Sheryl Sandberg. I'll close my book now. Sheryl Sandberg is the Chief Operations Officer of Facebook, and she's been doing that since 2009. She's an author. And it was quite magical because you're in a big hall and there are about 300 people in there, and the front 2 rows of seats were empty, until 5 minutes before she's due to actually talk. And then she came in with 16 other people who took the 2 front rows of seats. She came up on stage to a round of applause. She left to an even bigger round of applause because she told us what was going to happen with Facebook, but she also apologized. And she did a sincere apology of where Facebook has gone wrong in the last 12 months, if not before, and what they're going to do about it. And they're going to employ another 1,000 staff in Dublin, in Ireland, to actually take care of the problems that we've been having. And a lot of things going on to actually improve our time that we spend on Facebook, because we invest our time on Facebook. So therefore, they're going to make sure that it's safer, and we've got more facilities to use. But safer is the key word, and to make it safe computing. Let's just catch up. And we've been joined by Limit just a minute ago. It's Kalu. Okay, and Kalu is saying he'll be using Be Live soon. Good choice. I think we agree on that. And Fons is saying, okay, right, okay. Can you see the comments now, Fons? Let's just take that off the screen, because I might inadvertently have actually broken them. So let's see if I can. Right, quick crowd check. If you can see Bots for Broadcasters with RJ Redden and Stephen Healey on the screen, put your hand up now. Also say yes in the comments, because we can't really see you actually raising your hands yet. And no doubt that will come if we could actually watch the audience watching us. Wouldn't that be something? Or not?
Well, you can do that with Zoom.
Okay. Well, you can actually switch to external cameras.
Yeah, if you're doing a meeting on Zoom, you can, when you're broadcasting, you can see people's cameras. You can see the people in the audience.
Oh.
It's not quite like an audience experience though, because you're just basically everybody has an equal size square. It's not an audience together. It's, you know.
Right. Okay. RJ, for the moment, let's just a change of tack. I've broken the comments. So can we talk about, or could you talk about black belt bots for a moment and how you actually help people with Facebook Messenger bots? And I'll be back in a moment. So the screen is yours.
Oh, all right. Very good.
I'll be back.
Good. Okay. So now that I have the floor, Black Belt Bots, of course, is my business. I help people with education and services around messenger bots, helping people if they want to write one, doing services for those who want me to write and maintain theirs. And we've been going on, like me and the dog. Okay. That's what it's just me. We've been going on about a year and a half now, and going strong, really, really looking forward to the future. And the topics that I just sort of the topics I had in my head were some, I want to talk about bad practices around bots today. Because there's this thread in a group that I'm in, and somebody had written in about how they were having a terrible experience with a bot. I think as people tell me these stories all the time, and I've kind of centered on what I think is the problem, the central problem with a lot of these. So if you've had a bad experience with a bot, write it in the comments. If you've had a good experience with a bot, write it in the comments. I would like to talk about all of that stuff, because it's important for us to, if you are building a bot, or if you have built a bot, it's important for us to zoom out 30,000 feet and look at what people are saying and what people are doing around bots. It's important for us to do that kind of research so that we kind of know, what's going on with audiences right now. So without further ado, I will launch into a story. Yes, but comments are blocked by Mexican cruise banner. If you can hide the Mexican cruise, I think the problem will be solved, Stephen, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, I'll sit up a little further, because then that'll help a little bit, get my head a little higher so that you can see my face. So I had an experience. I've actually had two experiences this week where people have shared with me some things around bots that people have been kind of little dubious actors, shall we say, maybe some bad actors out there. First one was from someone that was, I have a half an hour Ask Me Anything phone call that I offer to people so they can come and ask me about questions about the bots, and that, I can answer those questions. I had someone come to one of those meetings, and what he was saying was he was in real estate industry. What he was saying is that this person who was a realtor, had developed some templates, some set it and forget it templates. And this person was getting everybody jazzed on the numbers, and then saying, okay, for this amount a month, and believe me, it was astronomical. She'll send you this set it and forget it template. The guy that was interviewing me said, I got some red flags around that. And I'm like, yes, should. Good. Your red flag meter is working. Set it and forget it is not the name of the game. Set it and forget it is bad. Here's what set it and forget it does. It makes people feel like numbers. It makes people feel like they have a little cost per click tattooed upon their forehead. and that you really don't care about them. All you care is that they get a message in their Facebook inbox. Listen, this stuff is going on right now, and I know that it's going to take a little bit, but that's the opposite of what Facebook wants with Facebook Messenger bots. It's the opposite. And at some point, they're going to try to find a way to shut some of that activity down because of how it makes people feel. It just makes you feel like a number. Like, oh, great, I get you spend a lot of time telling me what you're doing, but nothing else is going on. It's not a conversation. It's a one-way reminder of our webinar coming up. So yeah, the experience that, so that was the first experience, was the real estate. We talked for a while and kind of figured out where bots might fit in his business. Hey, Stephen. How you doing there?
Sorry, I wasn't back on screen. You were on screen, but we're now both on screen. I'm going to hide that. At the bottom of the screen, it's saying the immortal words, Mexican cruise. Now, this is ostensibly a show about messenger bots, but our banner saying Mexican cruise is actually stuck at the bottom of the screen. I've just messaged BeLive TV and said that we have a banner, and I've refreshed and tried everything. So if you've got any questions about Mexican cruises, now would be a good time to ask them. If you do know what we're talking about, then we're talking about bots. All right.
I do. I actually do. I will come around at the end and talk a little bit about, I have a little plan on the cruise with bots.
Okay.
But
we'll come around to that. Yep.
Yeah. So back to the discussion. So Stephen, I don't know if you heard all of that, but I was talking about basically bad actors with bots. Switch it off and on again. I see you, Clara.
We've tried everything.
We have tried everything. Stephen is the producer, by the way. Stephen does all this hard work behind the scenes. I just show up and talk for a whole hour. That's all I do. Stephen is our producer, and I would like to take this time to thank Stephen for all the work he does to put the show on the air.
Thanks. Hard work. It's my pleasure, and I enjoy doing it. And say hello to Christopher. And he's saying, yes, a cruise would be nice. Claire suggested that we switch it off and on again, which is good advice. And we can see this on the screen, by the way. You can't. And also commenting is Christopher saying, a bot is just part of a funnel. The purpose of the bot must be hard specified so everybody knows what's going on. And Fonz can still see the Mexican banner. Okay. The perils of live video.
Right. Well, it's hopefully not that big of a deal.
Well, no. If I keep the screen in this format, we look fine. We look fine. And if people look at the top 2/3 of the screen, there is no problem. It's just that I can't show messages on the screen and the comments on the screen. So this is the Mexican Cruise edition of Bots for Broadcasters. And yeah. Okay.
So turn up your heat, everyone. Grab a mojito. And let's talk about it.
That's right. Make the best of it. Make the best of it. Let's give the show a Mexican theme. I just wish I had a Mexican frame or
something.
Some photographs to show.
Exactly.
That would be good. Right. Okay. Now we do actually have an agenda, but I can't actually show any of it on screen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read it out and take it from there. If you want to join the fun, by the way. And you're more than welcome to do so. If you type guest in the comments, our friendly Bliff bot will give you the link to actually join us on camera. And I fleetingly saw somebody join us a few moments ago and then disappeared again. I think that was a question of somebody pressing the wrong button and coming to see what was showing on the screen on the inside as opposed to what's actually showing on the outside. So applause from Claire. And a question, can we book on the RJ and Stephen Mexican cruise? Well, of course you can. We can do a virtual cruise after you brought back information from the real cruise.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I have a sombrero in this house somewhere.
Yeah.
We'll do it.
Wow. Okay. Right. Okay. I'm not sure I can stretch to a sombrero, but we can get some Mexican themed frames and photographs going and invite people to actually join us on board. I'm waiting for Facebook, be live in the background.
Well, that's all right, Stephen. I think the banner. I think our audience is tough enough to make it through the whole. Yes, there's something strange written on our banner experience. So I was talking a little bit about bad acting bots and how those are affecting people, how people are reacting to those, and what we can do about it as bot builders. How do we make sure that our experiences are something that continue to draw people to us? Which it's a big, heavy topic, babies.
It is.
Yeah. Hope you've got your big cup of coffee. The thing that really brought this up, I'll tell you, is I had had the meeting with the realtor earlier this week that I discussed, but also in one of the groups that I'm part of, and this is not a chatbot group. This is a group of people who are gathered together for a different purpose, and somebody just brought up chatbots, and they brought up the fact that they had signed up for a chatbot because there were reminders that there of this webinar that was going to go on that she wanted to go to. She knew, as we all know, as everyone knows, that no webinar does not end in some sort of a pitch. She wanted to find out if the thing that they were pitching at the end was going to be right for her because she had some special questions or whatever. So the day that she got connected to the chatbot, she wrote in a question. No answer. No answer for an entire week. Today's the day of the webinar. She gets an announcement about the webinar.
Yep, that's not good.
How to alienate people and get them off your list immediately. That is the book, the secondary book that I'm going to write. And enclosed will be a chapter on, please answer people's questions at the very least.
Well, totally. I mean, once you've got bots running, then going to Facebook Messenger, because I know you do this. You spend 20 minutes every morning on Facebook Messenger replying to questions that have come in the previous day or even overnight and keep everything up to date. And a number of pages that I visit because of cross-posting, the number you can actually and manage as editor. I can see notifications, so many. I can see inbox, so many. And I think I'm always inbox 0 on Messenger. Because it's a business, it's part of your business, it's an integral part of your business. We agree on this, don't we?
If you, it's so frustrating because I know what tactics people are using to sell the idea of messenger bots to people, and here's what.
When things are going well, something's going to go wrong. This is my first show back, and RJ was in full flow there. And of course, what happens next? I think what happened there. You carry on, RJ. I just want to check something out.
Okay. Anyway, back to messenger bots. So what people are selling other people on is it's a bot, so it sounds like you can set it and forget it. And because it's unfortunately named, tech people should not be allowed to name things, kids. Never. And they're selling people on the open rate. They're selling them a product that does not exist. The product does not exist that just automatically gets people in your funnel, and you can walk away from it knowing it's doing a wonderful job. Here's why that doesn't work very well. And it does work in some cases. I won't say that it's 0% works. It does work in some cases, temporarily for a while. But people are tired of feeling like they're a number. People are tired of feeling yelled at and screamed at through their inbox. People are tired of being treated like they don't exist, like they're not worth your time to go back and answer a question. Of course, the person in this group, unsubscribed immediately and won't be going to the webinar or anything else these people do. But I wonder if people realize, that that's happening. And then, of course, this person wrote in. So then a bunch of people wrote in about their bad experience with chatbots. And I eat this up because I'm like, okay, how do we protect ourselves as bot builders and do something that creates quality and value in somebody's life? Really, a bot is a commitment. It's not a 6-month, let's try this out commitment. This is, if you are going to invest your time in bots, you are committing to providing value to the people that are in your bot for the life of the business page. That's a long time in some cases.
A bot is not for Christmas. A bot is for life.
That's right.
It's for every day. It becomes part of your business life. It is part of your business communications, and replying to people's messages is really a no-brainer. And checking notifications as well. I mean, your Facebook business page is where people see you. And if you're not talking to them on your business page, where are you talking to people? It's a mystery, really. To spend all the time to actually get an audience and bring them in and answer the questions and then stop answering the questions. Oh dear.
Well, and we're used to thinking about marketing as a one-sided conversation, because it has been up to this point. Sure, occasionally, once in a blue moon, and the moon has to be blue, somebody will hit reply on an email. But really, that's about it. There's not a lot of two-way going on. There's some two-way communication in live streaming. You guys can make comments and ask us questions, and we'll, get back to you. But right away if we can. We love questions. But most of the marketing we've ever done, Facebook ads, blogs, videos, content creation of all kinds, it's really about targeting the right audience and getting your message out there. But it's not really about a two-way conversation where a person chooses their own adventure. So this is a hard transition for people. And it's part of the reason that I think why we're going through what we're going through is because it's a total, we're really grabbing onto an entirely different idea, and it's not necessarily clicking with some people immediately. One of the messages in this thread that I'm following talks about how this person subscribed to several industry leaders. I don't know what industry they're in, but they just subscribed to several industry leader chatbots and felt like it was just, it felt like it was just people getting in their inbox every other day for no real reason. They didn't feel like it delivered any value to them. And that's a problem. So how do you deliver value? How do you figure out what your audience values? How do you deliver that?
Well, basically yesterday, when I was in Dublin, they gave 3 exemplars of good bots. And we can show you one this week. I'm going to save 2 for next week because we've got the show next week and I need to fill it with something other than talking to myself. So the first bot that is a good exemplar of what a bot should be is the Lego bot. I know you can't see that on screen. I'll just put it there out of habit. Lego bot is actually, they gave us, go and test it out. So we did. And they've got an avatar, Guess what it's made out of?
Lego.
Oh, yes. Right. So they've got an avatar made out of Lego, and it's their bot. And the bot welcomes you by name, which is good, and then says, okay, you're buying a present for somebody. How old are they? 0 to 3, 4 to 7, 8 to 11, 12 to 16. Okay, so you can pick an age range. Okay, how much would you like to spend? Up to $20, between $20 and $50, over $50. Okay, select one. Are the children interested in space? Are they interested in mechanics, or what's the child interested in? And you then select one of those. And then it says, okay, these are the sets at the price range you've selected for the age of the child that you mentioned. Take a look, and here are the full details. I'll tell you what, because Lego is by nature very colourful, then the whole experience is colourful. It's very, very well done.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's an example of a very good bot. And of course, what happened was I pressed the button, and straight away I was through to customer service, and it just worked. Got a reply.
Nice.
Didn't want to buy anything, but I did want to test it and make sure that it works. So that's the Lego bot. And if you want to look at how good bots can be, then you can go along just to the Lego page, message them, and you'll be at the start of an adventure with Lego. And I just recommend it. It's fun. And that's what bots should be. They should be interesting and fun. And the Lego bot is most certainly that.
Do you know what I've just been learning a thing this past week. I've been building a lot of bots because I'm about to leave on a little trip, and everybody wants something built before I go. So I've been building quite a bit in the last week and a half here. What's been happening is I'm starting to notice every time I put in emoji and GIFs and images, I'm starting to notice that humor is incredibly useful. If you can make someone laugh, they put their guard down for a second. I know this because I've always known this, right? Because I've always been a public speaker. And when I was in high school and college, I was on stage a lot. And I know that if you're going to form a bond with an audience, make them laugh a little bit and continue, don't just do the whole first joke and then don't ever make them laugh again. You got to, you got to keep it going a little bit. But using that style then in a bot, eliciting a reaction out of people, trying to really get into what their perspective is and what they would consider funny, and then putting those elements in there, you get a lot of reaction out of that type of stuff. Sent out a message last night to a group, and I was watching the messages come back, and it was amazing. Like almost everyone in this group responded with one of those excitement gifs, and it was like, this is pretty amazing. If you're wondering how to connect with people have their guard up. People have their guard up because of the way that these bots over here that I'm looking at on this screen are acting. People have their guard up because of email. They have their guard up because we are inundated with information every day, most of it entirely useless to us. So when they get the opportunity to experience your bot, are you providing an experience that helps them let their guard down, that gives them some sort of value for their time? How are you accomplishing these things? Because what will happen, of course, with many of these bots that are bad actors is they're going to be flushed out. I mean, I have no idea what they said to you over the weekend, Stephen, but I imagine that Facebook knows what's going on and they got plans.
I think we looked at good examples of messenger bots. We didn't actually look at bad examples. That would have been a good idea. What I did do in one of the sessions in the afternoon, rather than going to watch somebody, I went to talk to somebody. And I spoke to the people at Facebook Messenger. And these are people who are normally in the office in Dublin, but were out on the road talking to us. and I talked to them about messenger bots in general, and I said, wonderful. I said, live cross-posting, absolutely fantastic. Of course I would, you know I would.
Of course.
And I told them all about the live video hub and the cross-posting that goes on there. And I also asked questions about a particular bot and what did they think about it. And they said they checked all the list of bots and it wasn't there. It's not on the official bot page. But it's like when they say, well, they didn't know, they never heard of it. I think that's probably close, which means it's never been a problem. Right, talking in code here, but we're talking about a particular bot, and I did take time to make sure that they were happy with that particular bot, and they are.
You did?
Oh yeah,
I need to know more about this.
I showed them the page, and I said basically what it does is that we're using it at the moment. If you're on the live video hub and you're watching RJ and I live now, could you just say hello? And if you say hello on the live video hub, you will be given a link to actually join us. Well, first of all, you get our thanks for actually joining us on the hub today. Then you can actually join us on the live show here. And you get a message in Messenger from the redirect bot. And basically, what I'm going to do over the coming weeks on the live video hub is that every show that broadcasts on the live video hub will have a redirect bot attached. Now, this is magical because despite best efforts, not everybody's putting the link above to actually go to the right place. So everybody who broadcasts on the live video hub, if somebody comments during the show, will be redirected directly to the correct live page. Now, this is awesome for all sorts of reasons. First of all, you can just say to people, hello. Yeah. And to give case in point, Cheryl Piper, the beginning of her show, spends the first 2 minutes explaining about clicking the link up above.
I know, right?
Yeah. Yeah. That disappears. Yeah. All you need to do is, wherever you are, just type hello. So what I'm going to do, I'm doing the live video hub first, then on Be Live in 5, then the live video squad, then on bots for broadcasters. So if you're on one of those 4 pages, you'll get a message saying this is the show. You're doing it for everybody who broadcasts on the live video hub. So we'll be driving traffic to your page and we're doing it actively. So all you need to do as a broadcaster on a live video hub is say to people, please type hello in the comments, and everything is taken care of automatically. And the second bot that comes from the Autoresponderbot is if you're watching the show on the Be Live in 5 page today and you did say hello, and we thank everybody who has, you got a message from RJ and I saying welcome to the show, thank you for watching, and by the way, if you'd like to visit our page, Bots for Broadcasters, please do. And for everybody who did that last week, and we got back 5 or 6 new likes from there, then that is working well too. And after this show, you'll be messaged by me personally in Facebook Messenger as we do a follow-up to the show. But thank you to everybody who's watching. If you do comment, then we can talk more. And that's what it's all about, because this is all about communication. So hands up, we've got 4 bots running on the show today, and we're all the better for it. But I do love the redirect bot and the first message bot, and they're here to stay. All good.
Well, I'm gonna, you and I are gonna be talking further about this approval Facebook thing that because I've been so interested in this, but I have felt like if I recommend it to my clients, it's got to be, it just has to be very, very good, and so I will be excited to talk to you about that. But yeah, that's wonderful news. What I'm excited about is that right now, if you're just using MiniChat, you can set up like a hot zone for a particular word or phrase in one thread. So, for instance, this one, I assume you have the guest bot running today.
I do. There is a guest bot today, as always. Yes.
So if you type the word guest in the comment thread, then you'll get a guest link to appear with us and ask a question about messenger bots. Please, we like to talk about messenger bots, everyone. Hey Peter, what's going on? And so that's going on. But what this other program can do is so much more than that, because it doesn't set up a hot zone just in one comment thread. It sets up a hot zone on the page.
Indeed.
So if you type in any post on the page with a keyword or a key phrase, that triggers a specific message from the bot. And for me, that opens up so many things. Because what if you could go to my page and you could type in a keyword and have that live show that speaks about that topic delivered to you in Messenger right then?
Magical.
I mean, because, you know, we've got playlists and we've got all these things, right? They're fabulous, but nobody digs through that stuff.
Nope.
I want to set it up so that people can get on-demand education about bots, the free stuff that I give away during the show.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a perfect way to do that. That's also a perfect way to promote whoever is on the show with you. So a couple weeks ago, I reran the show yesterday. I did a show with Jay Fizzette. He's doing some incredible stuff lately, and I wanted to invite everybody to get to know him. So I ended up saying to everybody, because I couldn't set up more than one growth tool on one post, because I'm, using MiniChat alone. That's all you can do. The keyword is always live if you want to get into my bot, but with this new tool, I can say type live if you want reminders for the show. Type Jay's name if you want more information about Jay and hook up with him. If you do an interview show, how beautiful is that?
That's as good as it gets. You couldn't ask for better than that, to be able to respond according to the comment actually made, and to respond quickly, and to be able to message people afterwards and give them all the information that they need without actually we can just carry on talking. We can carry on doing what we enjoy doing. We don't have to keep saying, go to this link, go to that link. We don't have to type into the comments at all, because it's all taken care of. And we live in exciting times, because the other thing, of course, is that the Autoresponderbot can give a message in Messenger, and you can then give a confirmation word, like I use yay, that then leads into the MiniChat bot. So you're going to a set of standard responses. You're going from a conversation which starts on the Facebook post, and in this case, we're talking about live video, which goes over to Facebook Messenger, which gives people the opt-in option of saying yay. And as soon as you say yay, you can be presented with a menu of things. Magical.
Yes, that is the thing. That's the hot ticket right there. That's what makes me excited, because Autoresponderbot by itself does one thing, and it does one thing really, really well, and it lowers the bar to entry as to how people can subscribe to if they want to.
Yeah.
But it doesn't do let's whip out a 7-day sequence.
Nope.
MiniChat has a real high bar to get in. You have to do certain things in a certain order at a certain time. But in MiniChat, I can create 30-day courses if I want to. I can create anything. I can do so many things in MiniChat that I can't do anywhere else. So these two married
that's a good word. Yeah.
Produces many messenger babies.
So many possibilities, and the thing about Autoresponderbot is it's a one-off charge, and that's for the lifetime. So it's basically, and it's a good way of actually getting things done whilst you're live and getting conversation going. after the show. Because 6 months ago, I stood up and I said, after the show, you can now go and you can reply in Facebook Messenger to anybody who comments on the show. And that was a game changer. Facebook did that. They gave us the ability to, instead of replying to the comment, the reply can go to Messenger. You can start a conversation in Messenger, which is where everything happens. But it meant you had to go through all the comments. This is life getting easier. In some shows that we have over 100 comments, and you've got to decide which ones to reply to. Yeah. Now, if with the new bot, you get a reply to your first comment, then after the show, we can go to Messenger and we can see, we don't have to go through 100 comments. We can see who's actually commented and we can start a conversation. Now, in the shows at the beginning of the test, there were 14 people who actually replied in the comments here, and we went over to Messenger and had a conversation afterwards. And that's happened after every show. It's been consistent. People make comments, get a reply, and then we have a conversation in Messenger. Comment, reply, conversation.
Conversation, and there's subscribing, you know. I mean, and that's a subscription is a sacred thing, my friends. You don't want to waste that. You want to engage, and I have something that I'm going to be trying when I get back. But there's a coach friend of mine, you know her, Coach Jenny.
I do. Yeah.
She and I are cooking up a thing because she has got a Facebook group, and we're going to be doing a huge experiment with what's happening in the Facebook group, versus what's happening with the bot. And that's going to be very exciting. But one of the other things that we've been talking about too is one thing that you can do, and everybody is like, you know, everybody in the MiniChat community and a lot of the other communities, they all talk about, you know, this 24+1 rule.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You know, when you can send a subscription message, when you can't. And it's really tough because the MiniChat software itself contradicts itself.
No.
Yeah.
Never.
It does.
Go on then.
Oh my God. So people are trying to figure it out. Okay, it says this here, it says this here, it says this here. What do I do? Thing is, MiniChat doesn't want you to send promotional materials. Anything with the word sale in it, buy now. In some cases, they don't even want you to send links. So I have been, you know, thinking about, okay, you know, what can we do to engage people and involve them in a conversation? And the answer is so ridiculous on the face of it. It's ridiculous because it's so obvious. You should ask people questions.
Right. Okay. So you actually engage them by asking questions.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Ask them a question. Give them 3 buttons to choose. Give them a yes, a maybe, and a no path. And then if they hit one of those buttons, then send them another question that's open-ended.
Okay. Yep. All right.
And then come back to that inbox and engage with people.
Yes.
It's the magic formula.
Okay.
So when I come back, I'm going to be scheduling out because I couldn't do it right before I left. It's ridiculous to do it before I left. But when I come back, I've got a list of questions for black belt bots. And then if that experiment works, then I'll be developing questions for each of my clients as well. Oh, there she is. It's Spinning Dragon, everybody. It's my logo.
Mention black belt bots. You've got to have the logo.
You got to.
Yeah. Oh, right. Okay. Well, I'd be interested to hear what actually you get in response, because the question, yes, no, maybe, and then going into our own conversation. I like that. Yeah. Yeah.
It's beautiful. And I mean, and if you do have a link to send out, you can. If somebody taps any one of those 3 buttons, counts as an interaction, counts that somebody has interacted with your page in the last 24 hours. It's cool. If you want to send them a link to a show, if you want to send them a link to anything, totally legal. You are not going to get knocked by Facebook. Everything is fine. So that's good. but it's also good. This method, seriously, Stephen, if I can test it and the experiment works for me, it's so easy to teach.
Right.
We can get people doing this. We can get people doing this and getting results in their bot.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Indeed.
Yeah, we're going to have to add. We're going to have to add to that class. We're going to have to add to that Bots for Broadcasters class, Stephen.
Let's just see if by magic I can actually, because we're live, I'm going to copy this link into here, and I'm going to press comment, and hopefully up on the screen or in the comments you will find a link to Bots for Broadcasters, and you should also be able to see, oh wait a minute, yeah, there's a special coupon which we're giving out at the start of 2019, and as RJ said earlier on the show yesterday, that's a 90% discount off the official price, and you can have the course which teaches you all about Bots for Broadcasters. It's got 4 bots in there detailed. We show you why you need the bot, how the bot works, how to create the bot, a template for the bot, and then written instructions as well. So for the price of 2 cappuccinos, you can have for life a copy of the Bots for Broadcasters course. And as RJ just mentioned, we're actually building onto the course as time goes on, as new ideas come to us. And we just want to say thank you to everybody who has, and this goes along with what you were talking to Dave about yesterday, who has actually bought the course. We made a change this time. There are no free coupons, but thank you to everybody who's taken a coupon and bought the course, because we are enjoying the interaction that's taking place on Udemy itself, and also we feel this is the way forward, that we'll be more courses on Udemy. I heard mention of a Twitch course yesterday, RJ. A Twitchbot course?
We have to. We must. There's a lot swimming around on Twitch. If you are one of those people that are kind of dipping your toes into Twitch, congratulations. Great place to be. If I could clone myself and have more time in the day, I'd absolutely be all over that like white on rice. But if you're dipping your toes in there, you've noticed that there's a lot of stuff going on. There's there's kind of your page that you can set up in certain ways. There's all sorts of bots, and these are different bots. These are more automatic, run in the background bots. They're not conversational like the ones we talk about on this show. There's all sorts of bots that you can set up that will give people links to your messenger, that will give people lots of opportunities to interact with you, and figuring out which ones you need for your show. I think people will want that. I think people would want it.
And this is where a sort of revelation comes, because you think Facebook Messenger is for Facebook. No, it's not. Facebook Messenger is a standalone product, albeit manufactured by Facebook, but you can send people, as RJ just intimated, from Twitch to your Facebook Messenger. And you can do that using a bot, and it's simple and straightforward, single command, and you send a link to your Facebook Messenger chat, and it just simply works. You can start talking to people on Messenger after you've completed the show on Twitch. The other thing that you'll find on Twitch, on my Twitch now, is that there's a guest bot. And if you type !guest, then you get the guest link to come on the below.tv show. So Twitch bots are different. Twitch bots are very useful, and look out for a Udemy course. They're not next week, probably, well, we'll not put a date on it because we best not, but there will be a Twitch bots course on its way. And there's so many exciting things going on. Facebook, Twitch, Messenger bots, MiniChat, Autoresponderbot, and there are lots of things out there. We keep it three things. I'm going to start off with 2, then RJ can take over. We believe in keeping it simple. So we don't do complicated, because we want bots that you can actually take and run with. From the moment you actually see our course, you can actually create a bot and have it running within the hour. and people have done that. So we're not talking theoretical, we're talking practical. People have told us that within an hour, I got my first bot up and running. It's been a mystery to me before this course. Now I can see clearly there's a song in there somewhere. And so keeping it simple is the way to go. And while I try and remember the second thing, RJ, it's over to you.
It's over to me. What would you like?
What was the question? No, I started off saying that I don't know.
Something about 3 things, and you were going to say 2, and
Yep.
then you said 1.
Right. Okay. This is the Dublin effect. I didn't get home until 10 o'clock last night, having flown back from Dublin after a fantastic weekend. So I do need another night's sleep, and yes. I think that's showing itself now.
Yes.
Right.
Well, that's totally fine. Well, it's time to wrap up a little bit, and I believe I can supply some moments of wrap up. Okay. There are a lot of exciting things going on. We are keeping on top of these things and going to talk to you as we go. Bots for Broadcasters every Wednesday at, I believe it's 5 Eastern. It is 11 a.m. Wait, 5 Eastern? No. It's 5 UK time. It's noon Eastern and 11 o'clock Central time where I'm at.
Yeah, see, it's catching. I'm sorry, RJ. You've caught the I don't know what day it is bot. No, you haven't.
Very good.
Never.
So Bots for Broadcasters, we're going to be keeping track of these situations, doing little experiments, talking to you about them. We invite you back. Next week, I will not be here. The following week, I'll be back from the Mexican cruise, and we will talk about all of it. And if you're out there running bots, here's what I want you to do right now. Right now. It's just a pen and a piece of paper, or you can write it in the comments for us, whatever you want to do. But tell us why you are thinking about getting into bots. If you're into bots already, still I want you to think about and answer this question. Why are you getting into bots? The reason why I want you to think about that question is that if you get in and start writing your bot, or if you are in the if you're in the phase where you've written some stuff and now you're working with it, it's easier if you have a focus. It's easier if you know what you want to do, and having a focused bot out there. I think somebody said it way early in the conversation. Having a focus on what do you want people to do? What's the experience you want them to have? How much time, effort, money are you willing to give to keep your messenger bot a place where people smile when they see your icon in their inbox? That's the goal. That's the goal.
Brilliant goal. Yeah. Just a message in from Claire. Claire is saying, did I meet the lovely ladies from MNC in Dublin? They were at Facebook. Mike Turner organised it, so there were 55 Brits in a group before we went over there, and then we're all staying at the same hotel, so everybody had a great time getting together, learning about each other's businesses, and generally having fun. As you know, RJ's going on a cruise. It's a Mexican cruise, and you can see that it's a Mexican cruise because we had this banner all the time we've been broadcasting. I did speak to BeLive.tv about the banner because he stopped us showing comments, and they said refresh. That's the time to end the broadcast as I tell RJ what my reply was. Till next week, everybody. I'll be here. RJ's back in 2 weeks. Take care. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you later. Bye. So I told